Hello, 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 and welcome to today's live class where we talk about the at least symptom. And this is a symptom, I'm seeing it more and more in my one-on-one sessions, but also with my students. I see that a lot when I do live classes on particular platforms, and I've done it myself. Yes, I am. I have done it myself in particular relationships. And now here's the thing. Yesterday I was posting something and we talked about, that post was about that at least he didn't hit me. That was my ex-partner who was an alcoholic. So I quieted my voice, I quieted myself. I was desperate to make this relationship work because I thought this is my last chance. And there were reasons for me to do that. And I also was falling or had this at least symptom. I said, at least he doesn't hit me. At least he's not aggressive when he's drunk. At least he goes to work. At least he pays the rent. So there were a lot of at leasts. Now here's the thing though. 20 years earlier, I had a boyfriend who was hitting me. So he was physically abused and emotionally, but physically abusive. And even then, I had at least thoughts. At least he doesn't kill me. Hey ho, at least I don't get paralyzed. At least it's not that bad. At least it's just not broken. So why I'm telling you this is I want you to be aware that at least is different for everyone. First of all, yeah, everyone has their own particular reasons why at least is it at the start of their sentence when they talk about their partner. And it can be for some, like for me, when I was in this situation where I were physically abused, I was happy he didn't kill me. So there was an at least. And the alcoholic, there was an at least. And even now, there's always an at least in the sense of that it has varieties. For you, it might not be that it's so, let's call it dramatic to differentiate it. It might be just at least what I hear from my client. Let me think. At least they still look at me. At least we're still talking. At least we're not fighting. So that at least can have a variety of parts behind it. Now the same goes for at least for yourself. I see that with a lot of clients I'm working with when they say, well, at least I'm not sick. At least I'm looking after the children. At least I've made dinner. At least I am not like the other. So even then there is a lot of at least. And of course, at least is always a comparison. You're comparing yourself or your partner with someone else. And at least means also that you are the lucky one because other people have it worse. Other partners are worse. So it's like a mind trick for when you use these words, you're already the winner. But actually you're not. That's the tricky part of it, because it gives your brain like, at least the house hasn't burnt down. Yeah, let's think positively. But it's not. It's a comparison. And it's a comparison because just standing on your own and saying, I made dinner, I only made dinner today, full stop, is giving you a body feeling that you might not like. You saying, my partner is physically abusing me, might not feel right in your body, might feel very, very uncomfortable. And for some, you might even don't feel that in your body because you're going straight into the I feel overwhelmed. Different story for a different time. But what I want to get across, and I'm feeling like I'm doing a very bad job today, is that this, at least, this telling your mind, comparing yourself with someone else, comparing your partner with someone else, is supposed to give you a good feeling, to make you feel good, to give you the illusion of, let's think positively, that it's not. Any comparison, when you compare yourself with someone else, means that you're lacking. Yeah? It's that you're not accepting yourself as who you are. And when it's then, oh, I'm better, my life is better than hers, so amazing. At least I haven't been hit by a car. And what it does is, when you start that sentence, and we talk about when you talk about yourself and your partner, it creates an emotion. The emotion has been there before, and that emotion doesn't feel very nice. So you avoid it, and you avoid it by your thoughts, by there was this word that this lady said the other day. It's not you talk yourself out of it, but it's not like you fall into action, but you fall into thoughts. You're so intelligent and good with words that you talk yourself, you use your words to get out of that emotion, of that body feeling. I don't remember the word that she used. It sounded brilliantly amazing, but I think you get the gist. So that's what you do. You try to get away from it. You try to run away. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. So now the big question is, what do we do? First of all, if that body feeling, that emotion comes up, you sit with it. You simply just sit with it. It is uncomfortable, yes, and you want to get away from it, yes, and your brain kicks in and wants to talk you out of it, yes. And then you say, thank you for looking out for me, I've got this. I'm sitting here now for a minute. Yeah? Give it a minute. And then you shake it off and you continue. Give it a minute. But more long term is that you accept. Self-acceptance, that you accept your partner, mostly though yourself, because the relationship you have with your partner is a reflection of the relationship you have with yourself. So if you're going around and giving everyone the at least about your partner, that's how you talk to yourself, that's how you see yourself. And by giving them the at least, you literally, talking them positively, lifting them up, putting them on the pedestal, you go down. And that's what you do with yourself. You say, at least, you try to put yourself on that pedestal, but what you actually do is you crash yourself to the ground. So the medicine for that symptom, to go to the root cause of that symptom, is self-acceptance, accepting yourself where you are right now. Why does this help? Is because acceptance is the first and best step ever. As soon as you accept yourself for all your flaws, for the good, the bad, and the ugly, there are so little triggers left. You will be amazed, and there is not much to compare anymore. Comparison is amazing and good and needed for survival. Don't get me wrong. We need comparison. We need judgment. But comparing yourself with other people, comparing yourself with yourself, comparing your partner with other people, that's what we're talking about. And then there is not much room left that you say, this is me. I made dinner today. Full stop. No excuses, no reasons, no explanations. It's only like, today I made dinner. Today I didn't do the laundry. Today I didn't do that. Full stop. Accepting the here and now. That's what acceptance is. It's not that you like it. It's not that you need to fall in love with it. It's none of that. It's literally just being in the here, in the now, and saying, this is what is right now. And when you do that, it starts a process, and that process turns into self-worth. Because as soon as there is no judgment anymore towards yourself, as soon as there is no self-blame, self-shame, all these thoughts just quieten, it gives rise to the self-worth. And I'm not talking about self-love, because that's a whole different topic in itself. But with the self-acceptance comes the self-worth, comes the self-compassion. And self-acceptance is literally like having a bucket full of crap, of just rubbish. You throw it away. Now you have self-acceptance. Now it's empty. That's the self-acceptance. And now we can fill it with all the good stuff, with the self-worth, the self-compassion. Yeah. Now all of that comes in. First, we need to remove the crap. The big question my clients ask me, so how do I accept myself? And then the next sentence they say, it's so hard. And then I stopped them. I said, hold on, don't build a wall just for fun. Because your words create your reality. And when I say it's hard, it's going to be hard, but it's not hard. Self-acceptance is something that you had from the beginning. It's nothing new. It has been there from the moment probably before you were born. And you had it because as a little toddler, you accepted yourself. You were filled with compassion and self-worth, and you deserved everything in the world. That has changed, but it's there. So it's nothing that you need to reinvent. It's already there. You just need to rediscover it. And you do that by becoming aware of, first of all, oh, let me see, I have that at least symptom. I'm doing that. That's self-awareness. First we need the self-awareness, and then we do the reconnection with yourself and say, okay, I'm doing that. I want to accept that. I am the at least symptom user. You say that, full stop. And when your mind tries to go into circles, into spiraling, into justifications, etc., etc., say, okay, I hear you, I hear you. If you notice that your body feels tight, you might feel pressure, you might feel something swirling, I don't know. You sit with it. That's the reconnection. And then you rebuild. And probably when you start doing this, you probably don't notice it 10 out of 10 times. But you can, at any point in your day, you can go back and say, oh, did I say that? I remember saying it. Okay, let's play this through. Let's become aware of it. Let's reconnect. Let's see what's going on in my body. Let's see where the thoughts I want to go. And let's quieten that. Let's sit with it. And that's how you rebuild. You retrain your brain to become aware. And that's training because you have been trained to do it. to have that thought pattern, and now we retrain, and that's how it works. Easy peasy. Give yourself time. And with that, I am going to finish the live class for today. And I see you again next week. Until then, look after yourself, take care, and bye-bye, wherever you are.